Well, it took a lot of negotiations and discussions before Idaho hammered out a water settlement this last summer. It's designed, was it last summer? Yeah, last summer. 2 summers ago, excuse me. It was designed to keep farms alive, reservoirs stable, and water fights out of the courtroom. The deal required groundwater users to follow mitigation plans or face curtailment, meaning shutting the water off if those supplies ran short. Well, this summer, it was a bit dry, and as Hunter Funk found out, when the state said stop, one farmer kept the water running.
After updating and finalizing the water rights settlement in 2024, it became a legal agreement between groundwater and surface water users to prevent curtailments and keep Idaho's aquifers from running dry. On August 10th, all groundwater users had to join a water district with an approved water mitigation plan to avoid having their water shut off if it was a bad water year, which is exactly what Idaho experienced this year.
Earlier this year, as part of the delivery call, the director in May issued an order curtailing groundwater rights back to 1955 because of the water supply conditions. As the water supply conditions in that part of the state got progressively worse through this irrigation season, got drier and drier, on July 25th, the director issued an order further curtailing groundwater rights with priority dates back to 1900.
The settlement plan was designed to protect people from curtailment if they joined a mitigation plan. But for farmer Jerry Bingham, near Bingham County,
Mr. Bingham actually went through the process to formally exclude himself and his water rights from the Bingham Groundwater District here a few years ago.
Which meant his water was shut off because of the lack of water. But
he continued irrigating 70 acres after that July 25th curtailment order. That order gave groundwater users until August 10th to join an approved mitigation plan. Mr. Bingham did not, and he continued irrigating.
Which is why
this is the only one that's escalated to this point, yes.
The State Department of Water Resources took Bingham to court.
Last Thursday, the court agreed to a settlement between the Department of Water Resources and Mr. Bingham that requires him to not irrigate the rest of the season, which is what the department need to enforce the curtailment orders when they occur.
The settlement doesn't end the story. Civil penalties are still possible. Bingham has even filed his own proposed mitigation plan with the state, a process that could also wind back up in court. For now, the state says the rules are clear: join a district or face curtailment. Because when water runs low, the law runs first come, first serve.
As far as filing litigation against the Binghams, that's not something the department wanted to have to do. We would prefer that folks voluntarily enter a mitigation plan, or if they choose not to, well, then they have to, adhere to the curtailment orders.
So for now, the settlement ends irrigation on those 70 acres for the rest of this season, but penalties are still possible there. With Idaho water supplies still uncertain, this likely won't be the last battle. Now, I have reached out to the Binghams to hear their response, but I'm still waiting to hear back. But a tough situation for a farmer, but again, something that we've talked about time and time again.
Yeah, 70 acres is not a small chunk of land either,
yes,
when it comes to that kind of stuff.
And come July, that's peak time to really use that water before you can harvest a lot of your crops.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear his side of the story. Hopefully, hopefully he'll get back to you here the next day or so.
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, thanks, Hunter.